You are now listening to the voice of horror. Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, Slasher Movie Club, Monday nights. We're back better than ever.
Yeah,
What's up? What's up,
we're
Coriander?
finally
How's it going?
here. Hey, not
I
much. How are
know.
you? It's
I'm
been a
good. I'm
while.
good. Well,
Yeah.
it's funny because we were talking about that earlier on the collective stream because, we had holiday come up and schedule
Mm-hmm.
stuff coming up and it's pretty crazy, but a week or even 2 weeks, it seems like a year sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, very, very interesting. But anyways, guys,
Right?
tonight we are finally going to do our episode talking about Child's Play 3. As we had mentioned before, we announced doing Child's Play 3. This wasn't our original plan to go into the Child's Play franchise, but it's just
Yeah.
kind of worked out that way. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking some Chucky. And a blanket hello to all you guys in the chat. We're going to get to you guys. But just to give a shout out real quick, because before we even started the stream, we've got Nanette rejoining as a
All
member
right.
of the channel. Wow.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Nanette.
Yeah.
It really means so much to us, and really
Mm-hmm.
helps out the channel, helps us with all the things that we have to do in order to do what we do, keeps the lights on. But thank you so much for rejoining us,
Yeah.
becoming a channel member. And we do have some exclusive channel members and Patreon members stuff coming up this weekend. So definitely keep your eyes open, and we appreciate you so much. Real quick, this one's for you, Nanette. Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate you, and here we go.
Baby, can you dig your man? He's a righteous man. Don't let go.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Nanette. We really appreciate the support. It helps us out so much, a lot more than you guys probably could ever imagine. Dominic's in the
Mm-hmm.
chat. What's going on? Another
Hey.
one of our members and supporters saying Child's Play 3 isn't a disrespectful sequel. It's a good follow-up to Child's Play 2, Chucky 2. I have to agree that it was rushed, but they still did a good job. All right. Okay.
Mm.
Nathan's in the chat too, saying Child's Play 3, my absolute favorite in the franchise. Okay. All
Nice.
right. Sylvia's in the chat. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing good.
Oh.
Saying, what if Alex Vincent was in Child's Play 3? What would the story have been like? Yeah, it's a good
Mm.
question. I
Yeah.
definitely wondered that myself. And actually, that was one thing about the movie that kind of threw me off at first. But we'll get into that in a second as well. But welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. If you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. That would definitely help us out as well. Dan's in the chat. What's going on, man?
Dan.
What is
Nice.
going on? Good to see you, man. And Philip as well. All right.
Hello.
And also Val, the general herself,
All
has
right.
listen to this.
What?
Membership for 12 months. And man, time flies. It
Nice.
really does. And she's saying it's been an amazing time. Can't wait to see what the next year brings this amazing channel. Thank you so much, Val. We really
Yeah.
appreciate the support.
And for you. I'm excited
Yes.
for what's going to happen for you. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you. But
Mhm.
Coriander, let's talk
Yeah.
about this movie, man. This is an interesting Child's Play movie because,
Yeah.
again, like Sylvia had mentioned earlier, Alex isn't in this movie, and it actually has a time jump in the
Mhm.
story. What were some of your initial thoughts? I want to talk about a little bit just in general of the movie, but then we want to get into some of the kills and obviously talking about Brad Dourif's performance as Chucky. But what are some of your thoughts on the movie?
You know, I didn't mind this one. There were parts where it was a little long for me.
Okay.
But I loved the setting. I'm a fan of, just like Omen 2, you got the academy setting, and
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, this one, it wasn't bad. So yeah, pretty good
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
third. That's all I gotta say. It's pretty good.
Well,
Because
that's an
some
interest.
third
Go ahead.
installments are like, what the hell is this shit? But this
Right.
one, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's an interesting thought because a lot of times when you get to the third movie in a franchise, that's when things start unraveling quite a bit.
Yeah.
I remember watching this when I was younger and enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was enjoying it more than two, but that's
Mm-hmm.
also, of course, at the time two was just it was just a lot of fun in that movie. But I do agree with you. I like the military setting
Mm-hmm.
for the story, which was pretty cool, and we get to see an older Andy. Which was
Yeah.
interesting as well. I mean, it's basically Chucky's returning for revenge against him. And now Andy's a teenager living at a military academy. I will say, man, I felt kind of bad for Andy as a character, man, because I guess his mother was,
Yeah.
put into the institution because of the events of the
Mm-hmm.
other movies and so forth. And yeah, he's just had a rough go of it. But we've got some new characters in this story that make it kind of interesting. And of course, a romantic interest for Andy as well, which, I think that was I guess in other words, I think they were throwing in some interesting new angles to the movie. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, you still have to have a young person dealing with Chucky. So,
Yeah.
you know, that was
Yeah.
that was funny seeing that, as far as someone else that has to deal with Chucky as a young kid and how they deal with it, which was totally different than how Andy had to deal with him in the other two movies because
Yeah.
Tyler was definitely just a different kid, man. You know,
Mm, it
um,
was.
so yeah, I mean, I think that was a different setup. There were some good scares, man, when Chucky first came out of the box,
Hmm.
because Tyler was supposed to deliver the box to Andy, um,
Yeah.
and he jumps out of the box and scares the crap out of the kid. That was a cool little moment.
Well,
But
the kid took it and was starting to open it, and it wasn't even
yes,
his package, but you
I
could see
know.
on the corner where it was ripped. Oh, a good guy doll. So
I know, I
yeah.
know. It was pretty crazy, man. Uh,
Right.
and Dan was saying, and it's a good point too. Dan said, "I like the beginning with the board meeting." Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty interesting. I mean, the whole way that Chucky comes back, that was okay. What did you think of that? Because it was basically the blood from his quote
How
unquote his
many?
corpse at the end of two.
Yeah. Yeah. How many things have been brought back with blood? You know,
Right.
quite a few. So
Hmm.
hey, man, why not?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
point. Real quick too in the chat, just to catch up with these guys for a little bit too, because I think they've got a lot of interesting things going on here. Dan was saying some cringe parts from the military school setting, but pretty entertaining overall. All right. And Philip saying Child's Play 3 was my first horror movie that wasn't about monsters or animals. I was 8 years old when I saw it. Very, very
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Melissa's in the chat. Hey, Melissa, what's going on?
Hello.
Good to see you. Yeah. Now, we want to talk about some of the kills in the movie. And so, we might as well just start right from the beginning, kind of what Dan was alluding to, the whole
Hmm.
idea with the board meeting. And of course, they want to reopen the factory and, the good guy
Yeah.
dolls and all that type of stuff, which, of course, ridiculous. But what the
Right?
head of the corporation or whatever, Sullivan, he gets strangled to death,
Yep.
and that's only 13 minutes in. What did you think
Yeah.
about that death?
It was, the deaths, they kind of got better as the movie went along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's kind of funny, like if you're gonna bring a doll back, especially a good guy, it
Mm-hmm.
should look different. It should, it shouldn't look like Chucky. Who wants a doll that, ruined this kid's family and, all these people died and it's yeah.
Oh,
No, thank you.
you mean that the corporation should have changed the way the doll
Yeah.
looked? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, of
I
course,
get
but of
it.
course,
They have to
yeah.
bring Chucky back. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's crazy that, I think it's funny. But anyway,
Yeah.
go
No,
ahead.
I agree. It really just shows that the greed is the biggest thing. The
Oh
greed is the
yeah.
biggest thing for this
Yeah.
company, which of course we've seen that
Yep.
many times before.
Oh yeah.
Derek's in the chat too, saying the problem with Child's Play 3 was it was released too soon. Yeah, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about too. We got a couple of fun facts which I thought were pretty interesting about the movie. It definitely had a lot of things going on in the background. But let's go to our next scene where we had a death, which I thought it was kind of gnarly. That was the garbage man, the
Yeah.
garbage man scene. Look, man, all I know is this: don't let Chucky near a truck where he can control the compactor. It's just bad
Hmm.
news, man. But it was funny in a way because at first, what had happened was when Chucky was taken away from Tyler, and the whole idea was to just throw him away. And it was funny because the trash was being put into the truck, and of course, Chucky, is yelling no, and he goes into the back and he climbs out.
Yep.
But unfortunately for the garbage man, yeah, yeah,
He gets
bad news for him.
pressed, right?
Yeah. What did you think of that scene? I mean, we didn't see too much. We did see a little bit
No.
of blood and an arm, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, y- you don't always need the gore.
right.
So, yeah, it was fine, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
think your mind can play a
definitely.
lot of tricks on you
Mm,
with it as well. That's the thing that it
right.
got for me. But yeah, of course, the kids at the military school, and I should say young adults. I mean, some of them are young like Tyler, but they find the garbage man, and that wasn't too it wasn't such a great moment for them. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, too
Yeah.
bad. Too bad.
Especially where, Andy saw the dude bringing Chucky to the garbage.
That's right. That was actually
Yeah.
that was a pretty interesting scene, man, because
Yeah.
listen,
That was
this
where it all
kid,
began,
right.
right?
Yeah, this scene right here,
Yeah.
like, as Chucky is being thrown away, Andy
Hmm.
is going through the drills with the rest of the squad and stuff like that. And he
Yep.
freaking sees Chucky, and it's like, holy shit,
Hmm.
man. I mean, talk about some trauma. But
PTSD, right?
right, right. Absolutely. Yeah. And, the interesting thing too with this movie is that, you got Justin Whalen who was portraying Andy, an older
Hmm.
Andy. I think he did pretty good, for what he
I
was
think
given.
so too.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he
Um,
kind of looked like the kid if you think, it's
yeah.
how many years later, he's a teenager and
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So I
agree.
thought they did pretty good.
I agree. I think
Yeah.
him, and also um, Perry Reeves, who played Kristen De
Hmm.
Silva. I think the two of them together, I think they were pretty good. I think they were
Yeah.
pretty good. They definitely seemed like they had good chemistry. They had a couple of
Yep.
really cool scenes. It gave you a sense. I guess what I'm saying is that it kind of gave you a sense of that he's not dealing with this on his own. But I do think that it would have been a little bit cooler if they had, kind of more scenes where they were trying to figure out things about Chucky. The movie,
Hmm.
it's interesting because it's Andy's story. You know what I mean? He's still
Yep.
being pursued uh, by Chucky, more so for revenge in this one. But
Yeah.
it's really about Chucky trying to inhabit uh, Tyler, the kid, because the kid is the first one that he revealed his identity to. So they're still doing that whole thing. If you know who
Yep.
he is, he can take over your body and all that stuff. So it was pretty interesting.
Yep.
But the third kill in the movie was probably the one that you wouldn't expect as much because it was literally a heart attack.
Yeah.
Chucky
Pretty
literally
much.
scared the crap,
Yeah.
out of the colonel.
Yep.
His name is Colonel Cochran. And I always thinking to
Yes.
myself, man, that makes me think of Cochran from Season of the Witch. But anyways, Chucky just scares the crap out of him, and he has a heart attack. And it's like, wow,
Yeah.
what did you
That was
think of that one?
easy.
Well, yeah, I think the scene itself was set up pretty well because no
Oh
one
yeah.
knows about Chucky except for,
Right.
Andy and Tyler, really.
And how many
Um,
people who have bad hearts would probably react that way?
yeah, that's a good
So
point.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's a
It
good
was
point. Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's a good point. Um, Philip was saying the same thing, saying, I like the actor that played Andy in 3 is that he does look like how Andy would have looked when he got older. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I do think that that was a fortunate thing for them as far as casting. Although we do have
Hmm.
a fun fact about it that I think you guys will enjoy about the casting. Denisha's in the chat too. What's going on,
Hello.
Denisha? All right. M85's in the chat saying, I loved her in Old School as Frank the Tank's wife. Oh man, I haven't seen Old School in a long time. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Ant-Man's in the chat too. What's going on? What's going on? Good
Hey.
to see you. And again, if you guys have any other favorite moments or memories from Child's Play 3, definitely let us know. Definitely let us know. And Derek was talking about he loved the final act at the amusement park. Me too. I think the amusement park was a
Mm.
really great setting. Um, I think it was really, really cool. I enjoyed that
Yeah.
a lot for the ending. But the next kill is the one that I thought was really, really good because you've got your boy here, the sergeant,
Your boy.
Botnick,
Yeah.
the one who gives everyone the haircuts and literally is
Yeah.
walking down the cafeteria pulling back people's hair to see if it's too long and
Right?
telling them,
Ripping their head back, let
I
alone. It's like,
know,
holy shit.
I know.
Yeah, man. He's
Uh,
rough.
he was, but he was a great character. He's
Yeah.
memorable, because he was
Yeah. Oh
just
yeah.
like just so freaking evil. But he was the fourth kill in the movie. What did you think
Yeah.
about this scene in the barbershop with him?
Yeah, he got his throat slit. So,
Yes.
it was pretty good. You know, he can't talk anymore. So that's a good thing. No one has to hear him anymore.
Right. I know, man.
So,
I know. It was
yeah.
like, wow, and
Right.
the thing that's fun to me is that when people finally see Chucky, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like they obviously don't know, what Chucky can do, and this, and then of course they don't believe that
Yeah.
a doll could do these things. But when they
Yeah.
finally see Chucky, that's always one of the scenes that I always enjoy in any of these movies because it's almost like you got to be wondering what the hell they're thinking in their head, like
Yeah.
what is going on?
Right.
It's a
Because it's kind of
freaking
funny,
doll.
right? Right. And who didn't, as a child, especially like me with my Barbies, I would
Hmm.
love giving them a haircut. So the fact that this dude was sitting him in his chair to give him a haircut was, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, oh my God, man. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ant-Man saying this was the movie that really started the trend of Chucky using one-liners in the death scenes. Yeah, and that's so
Mm.
true. And also you guys got to remember, man, this was right in just after the peak of Freddy, as far as the nightmare films where Robert had he just changed the landscape of horror, man. Everybody was doing
Yeah.
one-liners, even they even tried to let Pinhead start doing one-liners. It's like, wait a minute,
Yeah, which is
guys.
too bad. You
you
can
know?
see a doll like Chucky doing one-liners. It's a freaking doll. But
Yeah.
Freddy, a dream demon, I mean, you can once in a while, but once he got to that real silly point, it's like, come on,
Well,
man. It's a
well,
joke.
well, I think what it was at that point, these horror characters became so popular, and part of
Yeah.
the way that they connected to the mainstream was through the use of sarcasm, sarcastic humor and stuff like that. And I
Hmm.
mean, we even saw that in action movies, whether it was Arnold or Sylvester Stallone. So it was a sign of the time, to be quite honest,
Yeah,
for
I guess
better or
so.
for
Yeah,
worse.
that's true.
but
Yeah.
um but yeah,
But
this is definitely when
in
Chucky
most of
started to
them, it
really do that.
worked. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It had its place and it worked. For
Yeah.
me and with Freddie, I'm sorry, but no, it didn't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, different story.
Well, yeah, we're talking about Chucky. We're not talking about Freddy. And by the way, happy early birthday to Robert Englund. Tomorrow is his birthday, and that is absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic. An
yeah.
icon, absolutely. Nanette saying, I've never seen Child's Play 3. Ooh, well,
Oh, you should
Nanette,
check it out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should check it out. Val saying the same thing. Check it out. Absolutely. I think you should. And our good friend Katie's in the chat saying hi and
Hey.
happy Monday. And Katie, hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Um, thoughts out to you. Hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's saying she's still at the hospital waiting to go home. Hope you go home very soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Mm.
But yeah, that was an interesting kill. And this movie, look, man, there was a lot of interesting stuff in this movie, but we got to talk about the next one. So, one thing I thought that was pretty cool is that Chucky literally took blanks out of the rifles that they were using for their training and put real
Yes.
bullets in. It was absolutely crazy. What did you think of that?
That yeah, that was crazy because these kids are thinking, yeah, we're gonna go out and almost, paintball it. And
Right.
yeah, man, kids are getting killed, and
Yes.
that was a crazy scene. It was like,
It,
wow,
it
freaking
really,
Chucky,
really
man.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, he was putting real bullets in, and yeah, I mean, seriously, I was just thinking this is not going to be any good. So you have them during their little exercise, and sure enough, Shelton, who kind of played the villainous
Hmm.
role, being one of the military commanders,
Yeah.
he gets shot. He gets shot and killed, man. I was like, wow, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
I was like, woo. No.
Were you though?
Well, he was the bully. I mean,
He
I
was a
get they
bully.
have to be, extreme, but I mean, to some of these kids, it pushes them over the edge and not in a good way. So I think
Yeah,
you can take it to an extreme, but when you go past it, no. And
yeah.
this jerk did. So at least in
I
my eyes.
agree, man. Yeah, he did
So,
go. He did go too far, which
mm,
was too bad. There's that shot right there, and I'm just like, man, this is bad. Um,
that was
but
great.
yeah, I mean, it definitely you
No,
knew it was going to happen. You just didn't know when,
right.
you
Yeah,
know.
well,
But
you
that
didn't know
was
it would be him.
well, you
Who
didn't.
would have thought that, yeah, he would have gone with Chucky slicing him up or something, but no, man.
I know, man, I know.
Yeah.
And then of course the sixth death was Whitehurst, who, look, man, I'm just saying, up until this point, and I get it, you see a doll
Yeah.
that killed someone in the barbershop and you're getting freaked out, but he was punking out for a while there, man, because he wouldn't
He
help Andy out.
was.
So
Yeah,
of
so
course,
I didn't feel bad either when this kid got it.
yeah, it was
I
like,
felt
well,
bad when he was getting bullied
right,
because, how could you not? But
right,
yeah, once you start doing what you're doing and like you said, punking out, yeah,
yeah,
man.
yep, yep. Ant-Man saying, realistically speaking, all Chucky would be doing is stopping the ammo from even firing if that was the case.
Mm,
Oh, maybe I read that wrong. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was saying it's crazy it is as it is of Chucky switching the paintball ammo with real bullets. In real life, military guns are designed in a way where stuff like that can't happen. That's true too.
yeah.
That's true too. Yeah. Good point. Good point. Now here's the other one, and this one was kind of like an off-camera death, but you had that security guard when they finally went to the amusement park, and Chucky basically, you know, commanded Tyler to take him to the amusement park, and that was some bad news. And
Yeah.
you had De Silva and Andy finding that security guard. I think he was shot in the head, but it was off screen. We didn't see that. What did you think of that? I thought to myself, it's too bad that they didn't show it because up until this point, and this was like an hour and 15 minutes into the film. We didn't
Mhm.
have a lot of kills.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
It this movie was kind of tame with that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but hey, like we all say, you can't see everything at all times, so
True
whatever.
enough. True enough. And Val, thank you for reminding people to click the link, hit the like and notify buttons. We appreciate that so much. James was saying, what do you think of the military setting? I really enjoyed it. I like
Yeah.
movies like that. What about you,
Yeah.
Coriander?
Same, I said it in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, Omen 2 is one of my favorite films, and that takes place in a military setting. So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
D- Dominic saying I felt bad for his character. He didn't deserve that. Yeah, good point.
Mm,
Good point. NMA5, we did talk about the garbage truck kill. That one was pretty gnarly. We did get a little bit of blood and we saw an arm, so that was that was kind of
yeah.
rough. And we got Gore's in the chat. All right. Wow.
Nice.
How's it going, man? Saying hey
Hello.
y'all. Saying Child's Play 3, not too bad of a sequel, actually. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. Again, when you get to part 3, that's when
Hmm.
you start, you start kind of getting into some interesting territory as far as, how good of a movie is it going to be? What
Yep.
can you do to keep people interested? But
Hmm.
again, with the security guard, it's too bad they didn't show the kill, but obviously that's the remains of him. And
Hmm.
the ending, I will say, I really enjoyed the ending because they went to the amusement park and I thought that was really, really cool. It was a cool setting, a lot of stuff going
Yeah.
on. And then, of course, you're wondering how are they going to stop Chucky? Now, tell me
Yeah.
what you thought, because of course this is the final kill, and
Yeah.
it's Chucky's kill. What did you think of this setting and how it ended?
Oh yeah. I enjoyed the setting.
Hmm.
It's funny. It's too bad he didn't take out, some people as he's, you know, going
That's a
through
good
that
point.
little, what is it, like a fair?
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like this ending a little bit more than the second movie. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, yeah, I enjoyed
Interesting.
it.
Yeah. I love and I will say there was some really cool effects that they did, especially with the doll when half of his face gets cut off. That was really,
Yes.
really cool, man. And
Yeah.
they didn't move the camera away. They showed him still yelling and talking in his mouth, or at least a quarter of his mouth still
Yeah.
moving and stuff like that. But
Yep.
ultimately, while he's trying to perform the ritual to inhabit the body of little Tyler,
Hmm.
Andy's got to come and try to save the day, and it was pretty cool because he shoots him, which played back to earlier in the movie when he was learning how to shoot because he wasn't someone
Yeah.
that, he wasn't a military type person, but De Silva
Yep.
had helped him a little bit with aiming and so forth. So, anyways, that kind of played back, and he was able to shoot Chucky, and of course, that one thing about Chucky, I gotta say, he always has that last gasp. You know what I mean? You think he's done,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden he comes from nowhere, and
Yeah. Well,
it was
why
pretty
not?
cool. Yeah,
He's a doll, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. They gotta have fun with
So
him.
if right, right.
But yeah, he gets thrown off, and sure as shit,
Yeah.
he goes into that thing that chopped him up, that fan, that metal fan or whatever, and he gets.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in so many pieces. It's not even funny.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this thing. This is AKA death. That is what that is right there.
Pretty
Chopped into
much. Yeah.
pieces. Yeah.
Yep.
It's too funny, man. But that's how he met his end. And I
Yep.
love that they did the close up of the face. Brad Dourif, I think he did a hell of a job just with
Oh
the
yeah.
voiceover and the dialogue, and it was just great seeing it, man. But
Right?
yeah, that was the ending of it, man. And everyone
Yep.
survived. De Silva was hurt because she got shot, but she survived. Andy
Mhm.
survived. They're still friends. But let me just say this, and you guys let me know what you think in the live chat, and Coriander, you let me know what you think too. But it was such a bummer of an ending because it's like, okay, and Andy's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, cool." And "You gonna be okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been through this before," which he has. And they
Yeah.
just ship him off in the police vehicle, and it's like, well, damn, this kid cannot catch a break. He's literally in each movie, basically at the
Yeah.
end, is the
Getting
shit
taken
goes
away.
down. Yeah, and he's getting
Right.
taken away. It's like it's a bummer. It really
Yeah.
is. What did you
Yep.
think of that for an ending?
Uh, it was like you said, that's how they all end. They all end. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how else would it end?
Yeah, that's true too. There's pretty much
So
no other way
yeah,
for it to end, kind of, because
yeah,
he's still underage. So it's not like
yeah.
it's
And
not like he's just gonna walk
people have
somewhere.
died.
Yeah,
So I
right.
mean, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Gore saying it took me years to realize that that's not the OG Andy. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
nice.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't know it. I didn't know it at first for sure, but he
Hmm.
definitely looked different to me because I saw this when I was really young. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Dan saying I like the way that there was an amusement park in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's where the creepy stuff happens. That's what Val. You're right, Val. Yes.
Mhm.
Gore saying it's after this one that the series really came off the rails, in my opinion. No doubt, man. It's a lot that's, yeah, there's a lot that's going to be coming up. But here's the thing, guys. We had a certain amount of kills, and we got to talk about how many kills we had. Let's take a look at this, Coriander.
All right.
7 male, 1 doll,
All right.
8 kills.
I'll be right back.
There it is.
Nice.
There it
Yep.
is. We haven't done that in a while, man. I kind of miss doing that with the kill counts and stuff.
Right?
Oh
Yes.
my god, too funny. And Ant-Man jumping ahead with us, saying makes me wonder how Chucky was even able to be stitched up afterwards. His body parts were scattered all around, and there was nothing left. I know, and we definitely are hoping
Who knows?
to.
When someone's dead, as long as they leave something behind, like a ring,
Mhm.
something, hey, if you could find a few pieces and use whatever you got for the rest, it'll still work. Come on.
Good point, man.
Right?
Good point. A
Right.
couple of fun facts too that we had, and some people have talked about, but I thought was interesting. This was released only 9 months after Child's Play 2. It was
Oh, wow.
extremely rushed. Extremely rushed. They basically, they kind of said to Don Mancini, hey, we want to start getting the next one worked on right now. And the story takes place 8 years after the events of the second film, and also 1 month before the events of Bride of Chucky, which hopefully we'll be talking about soon.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically was rushing to write this film, and even had said that because he was being rushed, he felt as though he wasn't able to be as creatively,
Yeah.
sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Here's the other thing I thought was interesting, man. Will Wheaton, Ethan
Mm-hmm.
Hawke, and Skeet Ulrich were considered to play Andy Barkley. Ulrich would later
Wow.
play Billy Loomis in Scream 1996. And
Mm,
check this out. It's a role that Whalen had screen tested for. So there's literally that connection with Scream
mm,
between these two movies. It's really,
nice.
really cool. Casting always is interesting to me, man. So
Yeah.
here's Skeet, considered for the role, but you also have Justin Whalen, who was, trying to
I
screen
think
test
Skeet would
for
have looked
Scream.
too old to
Well, I
play
think,
a young, and he looks nothing like the kid.
yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. He's
Yeah,
a very talented actor, but I
he
totally agree with
is.
that. Yeah. Um, next now this is the first film in the series that used computers to aid in Chucky's puppetry. And one thing I
Mm,
wanted to just touch upon real quick with you, I did think they did a heck of a job with Chucky. Like they
yeah,
really, you
yeah,
can tell they were not afraid to shy away with the camera from him. There was a lot of close-ups of him talking and his mouth
yeah.
movement and everything. I thought Chucky looked fantastic in this film. What did you think?
I agree.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Um, and lastly, this sequel, according to Brad Dourif, is his least favorite film in the franchise. I did
Mm.
not know that. I
Do you
did
know
not
why?
know that.
Did it say why?
From what I gather, he didn't say specifically, but he just said
Yeah.
that it was his least favorite. Yeah. I
Interesting.
mean,
Huh.
I'm assuming that might be related a little bit to Mancini because he
Mm,
wasn't a big fan of it because of the fact that he had to write this so soon after two, and he
okay.
felt like he had run out of ideas. So maybe
Hmm.
maybe Brad Dourif was kind of on that same wavelength. You know,
Yeah.
obviously with the next few films, they definitely went into totally different direction, and creatively was a lot different. So I could imagine writers and directors, and obviously someone like Brad Dourif, they probably have a lot more fun when they're doing interesting things. And for this movie, I think that it was just being rushed, and I think that was a hindrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And real quick in the chat before we wind down here. Yes, and tomorrow night we are going to be live. We are going to have a really fun stream. Coriander, we're going to be talking Halloween 2 from 1981
Mm-hmm.
versus Friday the 13th Part 2. And it
Wow.
is going to be a battle royale. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we hope you guys get a chance to join us. Definitely click
Yeah.
the link that Val's put there and give a like. But also to let you guys know, we have been talking about for our episodes coming up, something that we wanted to try to do that be a little bit different. And I think we've had maybe one or two people, maybe Dan might be one of them too, that have mentioned this as an idea. But we are thinking about doing, we call this Slasher Movie Club. And, we really appreciate a lot of you guys that hang out with us and come here, especially you guys that are here on the
Mm-hmm.
regular every single week, Val and Dan and Neil
Yeah.
and Ginger Ninja, you guys, and so many more. But
Mm-hmm.
we are thinking of doing actual watch parties for our movies that we will talk about.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, you guys let us know what you think about that, whether it's
Yeah.
here or in the comment section, because it's
If it's
something that
worth
we
us
are.
even doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good point too. But
Yeah.
it would be basically us doing a watch party for the upcoming movie that we would do on Slasher Movie
Mm-hmm.
Club, and I would be providing the movie or streaming it, and invite all of you guys to come into a live chat like this to watch it with us. So you wouldn't have to worry about if you don't have a physical copy of it. You don't have to worry about if it's something that you have to rent, because I'll take care of that. Specifically for any channel members and also Patreon members, you guys will have some of the added perks that we've done with other watch parties, having you guys on panel with us, and also recommending watches. We definitely want to make sure that you guys get some really cool perks because of your
Yeah.
generosity. So let us know what you think of that. I think it'll be a lot of fun to do,
Mm-hmm.
and something that can help us, hang out with you guys in a more intimate way. And literally, this idea was started because it was basically our version of like a book club. And so it's
Yeah.
literally a way to go through more of the process together, watching the movie
Yeah.
together, and then talking about it in the next episode as a group. So Coriander, what do you
Yeah.
think about it? I know we just
It
recently
sounds
just talked
fun.
about it. Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it gives us more time to hang out with, our members and, in the Patreon and the channel members. And yeah, like you said, it's always more intimate, and we get to know each other a little more, and you just get to have
Right.
fun. So yeah,
Right. Absolutely.
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Val saying that would be awesome. Oh, I'm glad you think so, Val. Thank you so much. We appreciate the
Mm-hmm.
support. It really, again, if it's something that people are interested in, if people, aren't that interested in it, we definitely, and I'm speaking for myself, but working two jobs, I have a lot that I do. So if it's not something enough people are interested in, we don't have to do it. But we
Right.
thought it'd be something that would be fun to do with the community,
Yeah.
and also, for folks that are part of our membership and stuff, having them on panel with us, and just
Mm-hmm.
having fun and hanging out and watching a movie together. So hopefully you guys, you know, think it's a good idea, but definitely let us know. And yeah, that'll be something that we'll hopefully be launching in the next couple weeks,
Yep.
maybe
Sounds
2 weeks. We'll see.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, let's give a quick little score for Child's Play 3. You guys know how we do this. We've got
Yeah.
our 4 badges, meaning we think the film was excellent, a must see. We've got our 3 badges, meaning that we think it's good. We've got our
Mm-hmm.
2, meaning that We think it's a chance it. You could take it or leave it. And of course, we have the dreaded one badge, meaning that it's dark territory, aka blood cult,
Oh,
aka good night, God bless, aka student bodies,
mm-mm-mm.
aka don't go in the woods alone. So,
Yes.
so Coriander, what do you want to give Child's Play 3?
I am gonna give it a 3 badge.
Okay, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very, very interesting. Um, I'm gonna also give it 3 badges. It's funny because when I watched it, I hadn't seen it in a number of years. So for
Same.
me,
I couldn't even
yeah,
remember it. So, yeah.
yeah. It was kind of an interesting walk back down memory lane. And
Yes. Yep.
so, it had some good stuff in it. It had some good military stuff. The characters are pretty good.
Hmm.
Had a couple of good kills. I wished it was some more, but I really did enjoy Brad Dourif in the role. And I think he
Yeah.
had some
He
really
is
good
always good
moments.
as Chucky,
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. So that was, the biggest fun for me is just how he was. So I agree. I'd give it a 3. I think it's a good movie. And yeah, it's fun to watch.
yeah.
Val saying, I'm always down for watch parties. Yes. Yes, indeed, Val. We
Nice.
appreciate it. And we always have fun doing them. We really do. And again, if it's something that people are up for, we're always up for it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Val saying 2.5 badges. Dan's
Yeah.
going for 3. Okay. Uh,
Nice.
Nanette saying watch party is always fun for me when you do it, Night and Coriander. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate
Oh,
that.
nice.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's good to know that people have fun doing it because again, it's something that's above and beyond that we try to do so we can hang out with folks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, Philip's going with 3.5 badges. All right.
All
All
right.
right. Ant-Man's
I
going with
love I
4.
love how people always do, these halves.
I know, man. It's like, okay, all right. Ant-Man saying 4.5 badges.
There we go.
That is really loving a movie. That is really
Yeah, it
loving a
is.
movie.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
That's
Philip
good.
saying the watch parties are always a blast. They really are. We've had so many, and again, if any of you guys ever have time where you're bored and don't have anything to do, check out not only just our regular content, but we have our watch parties that we've done on our playlist for watch parties, and we've done I don't even know, easily 2 dozen of them, but they've
Yeah.
always been so much fun, and for the
Yeah.
people that the people that have been on the panels, we just have a blast, man. We really, really do. So anyways,
Hmm.
guys, that's all we have for Child's Play 3. It was fun going back down memory lane with it. We'll be diving into Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky and all of that at some point soon, and
Yeah.
hopefully launching our actual Slasher Movie Club watch parties with you guys to hang out too. So it should be
Yeah.
fun. Should be fun.
Yeah. I think so.
Dan Dan said if halves are allowed, then it's 2.5. My gosh.
Like
Val
we always
saying,
say, right? When has there ever been halves,
right. Val saying if we can't do
But
half
hey.
badges, then I would give it 3 because it's a pretty good movie. I agree.
All right.
I agree. Thank you for reminding
Uh,
people, Val. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. You guys have a lot of great memories of Child's Play 3. Let us know in the comment section down below. We'll continue our
mm,
discussion there. Don't forget to hit the like button. It helps to support us. We'd appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out.
Upchurch.